Guys, so something that's been prevalent on my mind lately is relationships and marriages and how other people interact with their spouses and what other people's relationships look like, and it has made me reflect on my own. And this is content that I've seen on YouTube with a lot of moms coming out with videos about their relationships. Just to name a few, Channing's View just came out with a couple videos talking about her marriage with her husband and just what that looks like for them and her experiences. And also with her ex, and then Candid Mommy, who I love, and I've been watching her for so long, same with Channing, but she just came out talking about her divorce and what her relationship was like, and how how it was with him and his drug addiction and everything. And that's something that's really prevalent and close to my heart, because I come from, I was raised by a drug addict. Like there's numerous people who are addicted to drugs in my family and friends in my life. It's just something that's, it's just been a part of my life. So I don't know, it just really resonated with me, and so did her video. And so it made me want to share my own story. And I don't want to talk forever. I'm actually redoing this now because I ended up making like a 15-minute long video and I never even got to my point. So I'm just gonna jump right in. I want to tell you guys mine and Josh's story and how we got to where we are today, and what our life looks like, and just all that stuff. So basically Josh and I met when we were 13, but didn't start dating until we were 15. And when we started dating, when we finally started dating, because we'd been hooking up for years before that. We were in the same group of friends, and we're close, and like I said, we'd hook up every once in a while. It was one of those kind of things. But we started officially dating when we were 15. And God, we're so young. I sound like this tramp. Yeah, we were like hooking up at 14, but resort town, it was crazy. And so that's what we all did. So anyways, we're in a relationship, and it was like fireworks from the beginning. I've always had such an affinity for him, and just been, I don't know, he's always had my heart from the very beginning. I've had tons of boyfriends before him, and he's the only one who I love him. We were definitely meant to be, for sure. But our story is really ridiculous. I mean, we've been together for 7 years, so everything bad that could have happened to us, almost everything bad that could have happened has happened, and we've survived it. And I guess I'm just gonna do the video about how, like, surviving hardships and what it's been like for us, these past 7 years, and 2 kids later, and 5 different homes. We've moved all tons. Like, it's just basically, he's like the only constant in my life. He's the one person who has always been there, who will always be there. And I think some of it can be attributed to my parents and how I was raised and what happened with that whole situation, and my dad and his drug addiction, and how I was, really neglected and just kind of left to the side. And I was always looking for that male figure, what are they, daddy issues, as they coined the term. But that was my life. I was always looking for, like, approval and acceptance and just love and security from a male figure, and Josh gave me that from the very beginning. He would, like, bring me, I remember, because I've always worked. I've been working since I was like 15, and my dad, we never had food at the house or anything, so he would always come and bring me food at my job. I remember his mom would make hamburger helper, and he'd bring me hamburger helper and cigarettes, and just take care of me and make sure I was okay. And even bought me like a winter jacket one year. He was the one, him and his family were the one that took me in and took care of me and basically rescued me from that situation. And I was 16 when we decided to move in together, and it was really just in a day. I was finally sick of the shit. I was so done with everything, and I just wanted him and only him, and I was in love and obsessed, and my world was about Josh, and my world revolved around him, and everything, I had to be with him all the time. I was obsessed. We both were. And so we moved in together at his grandma's house, and we lived there for a couple months, and I ended up getting pregnant. And the rest is history from there. You know, we got our first apartment and stuff, and that's all my very first videos on YouTube. That's all that time, is when we first had Connor, and we were living in our first apartment, and everything was crazy. That's when all the domestic violence stuff had happened, where I had gotten arrested, he had gotten arrested, craziness. Ugh. If you wanted to, I made a video about it, like a video, but it's on the channel somewhere. But anyways, we should have probably split up. Everything that's happened, like, technically it should have been over a long time ago. But he, like I said, he's the constant in my life, and my heart has always been pulled towards him. Always. Even when I'm so mad at him, I just fucking love him so much. I love him so much, and I look at him, and it's like, I mean, fuck, we have grown up together. I mean, we've lived together since we were 16. Like, every big event in my life, I've shared it with him. All of my adolescence, my entire adult life has been with Josh. And some people, that comes across as unhealthy, and that's too much, or whatever. And it is. I mean, we're dysfunctional, and I totally know it. I know we are. But I don't know how to be any other way. And it's not, I'm making it sound like a bad thing. I don't want to be any other way. I love him. We're crazy together. Like, I don't know who else I'd be able to, we're just so goofy and weird. And if anybody else saw, like, the weird stuff we, like, joke about and do together, they'd think we're crazy. But, you know how it is if you're in a relationship like that, where it's just that inside thing, and nobody else, it's like, nobody else knows it, but this is it. Like, we have it. This is what they always talk about in the movies and all this stuff. And I think that's another misconception, is that relationships always have to be perfect, and like, if this bad thing happens one time, you just have to stop right there. And maybe that is true for some people, but for me, I don't know. I was born a forgiving and nurturing person. You know, like I said, I was raised by a drug addict. I nurtured and took care of my father, you know, since I was a kid, you know, since I was even able to really do it for myself. I was doing it for him. And so I've always just wanted to, like, save people and help people. And Josh definitely has his demons, and he struggles. I could go on and on. I mean, it's 7 years worth of shit, but we've made it, and we're in such a good place now. For the most part, that doesn't mean at all that I don't have days where I'm like, what would my life have been if you wouldn't have been my life? You know, that's how I'm thinking about it to him. What could I have become if I hadn't have given all of myself to you at such a young age? And I don't know, and I never will know unless that happens, or until that happens. I'm a realist, so I don't ever realistically think this is going to be forever, because your life is constantly evolving. Things are constantly changing. Things will happen in a second that will completely, you know, one morning I was waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning to go to work, walking out the door, and the next thing I know, I'm getting a call from my cousin saying my dad is dead. So it's like, you know, life changes so fast. So I'd never say this is going to be forever and this is going to be for sure. But I look at him and I'm like, I fucking hope so. I hope it's forever. I hope it's for sure. And I know for right now it is. And I love him. I love him to death. So I had to cut this video because I don't know if you can hear my squealer back there. He just woke up. So I'm going to cut this video, and maybe I'll make more, just explaining more, because I know this video really didn't explain that much, and it was kind of all over the place. And like I said, there's so much to tell. So anyways, let me know if you guys enjoyed me sharing my story, and if you would like to hear that more, and we'll talk to y'all later. Bye.